Hi, Miss Esquivel here. Today I'm going to read A Squiggly Story by Andrew Larson and Mike Lowry. My sister loves to read. Big words and little words, page after page, word after word. My sister loves to write. Big words and little words, page after page, word after word. Don't we love to read and write? Sometimes I pretend I can write too. Big letters and little letters, swirl after swirl, and squiggle after squiggle. What are you doing? I asked one day while we're sitting at the kitchen table. I'm writing a story. I wish I could write a story. You can. It's easy. How? I know my letters, but I don't know many words. Write what you know. Every story starts with a single word, and every word starts with a single letter. Why don't you start there, with a letter? What letter do you think he's going to start with? So I get my crayons and pencils and a pad of paper, and I start to write. I start with a single letter. It's an easy letter. That's a good beginning. Now what? What's going to happen? How should I know? It's your story. You're the boss. He started with I. I what? I'm stuck. What happens in my story? I draw a circle. It's a soccer ball. Then I write another letter. It's you, I say to my sister. I'm playing soccer with you. Great. Where are we playing soccer? Maybe we're playing on the beach, I suggest. We've never played soccer on the beach. Do y'all ever struggle writing a story or trying to think of something to write for a story? Maybe these are some good ideas to help you. So, I do a bunch of dots for the sand on the beach. Then I make a bunch of V's. Big V's and little V's, wave after wave in the ocean. Now what? What do you mean? You have a beginning. Now we're in the middle of the story. Something else has to happen so we can get to the end. I'm stuck again. I start doodling. What are some methods that you use to help you come up with what to write a story about? Do you start with some of your favorite things? Do you write about what you did over the weekend? What are some things you use? What are some methods you use to try to help you think of what to write? I doodle another V, but this time I doodle it upside down. Oh no, it's a shark! It's getting closer and closer. I flip the page to get away from the shark. The next day I bring my story to school. It's my turn for show and tell. That means I get to sit in Mrs. Singh's chair. Everyone else sits on the carpet ready to listen. This is Mrs. Singh in Mrs. Singh's chair. Last night I started to write a story. It's sort of squiggly, but here it goes. Once upon a time there was a brother and a sister, and they loved to play soccer. One day they had an idea. They decided to play soccer on the beach. So they went to the beach and played soccer. Then they noticed something coming in the water. It was a shark! A real live shark! It was getting closer and closer, and it was getting bigger and bigger. And that's as far as I got. That's wonderful, says Mrs. Singh. What happens next? What about the shark? What about the brother and the sister? I don't know. I'm stuck. Class, does anyone have an idea? Do you have any ideas about what could happen? Jake waves his hand in the air. I do. Maybe one of them kicks the ball and hits the shark in the head. Then maybe the shark bites the ball with his big pointy shark teeth. Aaliyah offers another idea. What if the shark's name is Squiggles? What if Squiggles is a vampire shark? What if she invites the brother and the sister to ride on her back? What if they become a vampire family and live forever? Vampires can't swim. Everyone knows that. Of course they can swim. Vampires can do anything. But it's my story, and I don't want vampires in my story. If I was writing a story, I'd have lots of vampires. Then you should write one. But I like yours. That night after dinner, I sit down beside my sister. Her face is buried in a book. I've been thinking about my story all day, and I still don't know how to end it. Remember, you're the author, she says, without looking up. You can do whatever you want. So I get my pencils and I start with a bunch of stars. Then I add a few exclamation marks. My sister told me exclamation marks make things exciting. She's right, it is exciting. I add a couple of slanty lines. What's going on? Asked my sister, looking up from her book. It's nighttime. The stars are out. The shark has gone away and we decide to take a walk on the beach. That's when we discovered this giant rocket ship. That sounds cool. Then what happens? We hear a voice. It's counting down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Not yet, I say, adding one more squiggle. Just before the rocket blasts off, we spy a Martian looking out through a window. The Martian invites us to climb aboard. That's a great ending. Now I have an idea for my next story. It's going to be about a boy who climbs aboard a rocket ship and takes a trip to Mars. And I think I know just how to begin. The end.